Hello, beautiful Libra gang, Libra Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to your tarot reading. Welcome to my tarot channel. As always, please do come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind, a desire to learn something, to better yourself. If the messages that come through do not resonate for you, please do push them aside. Assume that they're going out to someone else who needs to hear them, and they may just resonate for you at a future time or date, so please be open to that. But do trust your own intuition that you will be able to separate what is meant for you and what is not. It should not be confusing. That is never the goal or the intention. In fact, let's go ahead and set the intention to get Libra some clear, helpful, insightful messages on their path. And last but not least, remember you are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. This is advice, guidance, and energy check-in. So here we go. We're going to begin. What is a card representing Libra's past, please, Spirit? What is recent events in Libra's past? What wants to come forward? Significant event in the past for Libra. I'm kind of peeking out. All right, Knight of Wands. So getting your zhuzh back, getting your enthusiasm, feeling a little bit playful, feeling a little bit adventurous, wanting to go on some sort of expedition or trip. I'm going to be honest, it can be like kind of sexual arousal too, feeling flirty, feeling passionate, feeling like you, especially with this Knight of Wands, there's something very much like all up in arms about something or someone. So something's got your attention. And then, so what are the impacts of this event in their past, or this person, whatever the situation is? What is the impact that they're currently, what energy are they in because of that, please, for Libra? Why the Knight of Wands? The Knight of Swords. All right, interesting. So two knights. I think this probably represents I'm going to say the two of you. Typically, court cards are people. It can be an energy movement, but let's see. So it seems like possibly a fire sign, doesn't have to be. Again, there's some sort of enthusiasm, passion, drive, initiative, motive, excitement to do something. And then the Knight of Swords, I actually love this Knight of Swords because he's like calm, cool, and collected. Could be someone who has like a fiery temper and you're kind of coming in as mediator to be like, okay, let's talk about it. But let's do it in like a balanced way. Two very differing energies, but you know, fire and air need each other, right? Fire needs oxygen. So like there's could be great compatibility here. In fact, let's ask, what is the energy between them? Like, is this a romantic thing? Is this like an argument thing? May I ask, what is the energy between these two? I think you're opening up the door to have a conversation. You're wanting to have a conversation. Oh my God, stop it. The Knight of Cups, you have 3 knights out of 4. We'll have to see if the Knight of Pentacles shows up. Okay, so this is moving forward with some sort of expression of feelings. That's what the Knight of Cups does. The Knight of Cups to me is like typically the hopeless romantic, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I know, you know, that can be interpreted a bunch of different ways, but I mean, again, like there's a slow and steady pace here where it's not like we're just rushing and forcing things. This can be a little bit aggressive and a little bit scattershot, not always thought through, but it's actually really nicely balanced with these two energies. I also feel like, you know, the direction the knights are facing is always kind of significant. So it's almost like you may be going back to heal or mend something, or going back to revisit a connection and maybe speak about some sort of, again, emotional offer or your feelings attached to it. So since we're on that subject, how is Libra feeling about this situation, this connection, this person? What's going on in the emotional sector for Libra? You're inspired by it, and yeah, oh my God, you're inspired by it, and you feel like $1,000,000. the happiest card you can get in tarot, the Sun. This is the Sun in this deck, and like that always reminds me of The Sound of Music, like Julie Andrews twirling on top of the mountain, just like life is beautiful. But I think with the Page of Wands here, the expression isn't necessarily being vocalized, but there's some sort of like working through the energy in a way that feels really nice. Some of you may have like written poetry about this person or song lyrics. You may dream about them. You may, I don't know, I'm not sure if you're doing artwork about them, but you know, potentially with the Page of Wands, it's like there's something I need to express because I feel elated. I feel happy. Some of you may have a love for a Leo. Again, it could be a fire sign as well, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But yeah, it's like you feel elated. You're on cloud 9. Libra, I hope the energy is matched. I hope that for you. Let's find out. Let's dig a little deeper. So what is Libra's ambitions or plans here? What is their action plan, or what's going on in the mental sector really is what I want to know. What's going on in the mind, the brain? What's the mental sector look like for Libra? We know they feel incredible. So yeah, what is the plan here? What is the master plan, the game plan? Thank you. 2 of Swords, holding back. A little bit of holding back because it's almost like you don't want it to disturb your inner balance. So I get that. And it is, in fact, a Libra card. But I think some of you, because it's Moon in Libra, some of you, it's like you're just treasuring how you feel right now because there's some sort of connection that's making you very happy. And it's just like there's like this nervous excitement and butterflies. But I think some of you are trying to be like, okay, I'm just going to like exhale. I'm going to take it a day at a time. I'm not going to get ahead of myself. Like you're trying to stay very balanced mentally and not, I'm hearing the word run away. What is that? Not get too, like you don't want the emotions to run away from you and get like head over heels, even though emotionally I think you're already kind of there. So, and if you're not there, it's like you're envisioning what a future with this person could look like, and the idea and or the feelings behind that make you feel like, oh my God, this could be absolutely wonderful. In the mind, there's still some things that need to be determined or weighed out or some sort of internal decision. Also, I think some of you, and again, I don't really have an opinion on this per se. It's kind of an unusual message, but it's almost like you're blocking off your heart, but almost in a way where you are protecting it because you don't want to get hurt. You know, you don't want to put yourself out there and have it not be reciprocated. But it's not so much that. It's more, it's like, my heart is reserved for this person. It's almost like if you've connected on a dating app, you've like deleted your profile or you're no longer like messaging random people because it's like, if I'm trying to manifest this, I'm putting all my energy into this because this feels so right. I'm disinterested in anybody else. So, you know, again, just be careful with that because like, I'm not sure if that's balance or if that's a little bit, not avoidant, but I don't know. It's an interesting strategy. I'll put that out there for sure. In fact, let's pull one more card on that, please. The Two of Swords. It is Moon in Libra, so I like that that's coming up for you in your mental sector. It tells me you're trying to take it a day at a time and not let any emotions kind of overtake you and just sort of sweep you off your feet if it's not rooted in reality yet. And so here's the thing. I am going to say this. I do like the Knights. I think it's an interesting storyline we have here. I love that you're feeling incredible. I love that you're using, balance and moderation in your thoughts and how you approach this. But I would say I really hope to see some pentacles because that means it's real. It's grounded in reality and it's earthy. And we don't quite have that yet. And it's not to say that you're wrong. Like, it starts with feelings. It starts with intuition. It has to start there. But yeah, I'm hoping we get some pentacle energy to be like, yes, this is legit. We'll see. So what is holding Libra back then? In fact, I do kind of want one more on this. I think this is trusting your intuition and allowing things to unfold naturally. Yeah, this feels like a really beautiful healing opportunity. This could be a quite healing connection for a lot of my Libras, whether you end up with this person, for a week, for a month, for life, whatever. There's equal amounts of healing and almost karma, like you guys are maybe fated to meet. And there's something refreshing and nourishing about this connection. Again, a lot of Leo energy. This doesn't have to be a Leo, but you might still be thinking of one. So I don't know if that's an ex or you may have a Leo in your life who's going through a very difficult time. And that is also either taking priority in your life and maybe your responsibility as well. Maybe you have a child who's a Leo. Maybe you have a parent that you're tending to. Whatever it is, you may have children in a classroom that that's your responsibility. That's your 9 to 5, whatever. There could be something with a Leo. I also think there is energy of you looking back and reflecting on past hurt and the healing that you've had to go through to get to this point. And so I think it's lovely that you're not jaded and you can still feel excited and elated when a fun connection comes in. But you're also I think you're being cautiously optimistic that I don't want to repeat all the healing that I've already done or have to go back on that because I got, I let my heart get ahead of my head. It's like you don't want to have to double back and redo the work and the shadow work and it's almost like slide into old patterns of behavior that you've conquered, you've beat that, you're all the smarter, all the wiser. So again, like cautiously optimistic because it's like in many ways you have been wounded or you have been put through the ringer in terms of possibly a recent relationship. It doesn't have to be though. It could be years ago. And so, yeah, you're approaching this gently. I think you're trying not to get ahead of yourself. It could also be that you are grieving from some other loss currently. And I'm not predicting this, to be very clear. This is something that has already transpired. It could be that you meet someone wonderful, but you just got laid off or someone very close to you passed on or something like that. You may have some other stuff going on too, where it's like my emotions are a little bit raw and fragile right now. So I love feeling this way, but also I'm not feeling that way all the time because I'm still very much, doing some healing work on this stuff, whatever that is. So what is holding Libra back here? If anything, what is holding Libra back? Something that they've overutilized or leaning on too heavily, something that's not helpful to them anymore. What would that be for Libra? I kind of want them to fall out. We'll see. What is holding Libra back, if anything? Is there advice or guidance we can? Thank you. Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Wands, and the Hierophant. Okay. I don't know, my gut reaction to this, and I'm not sure I'm certain of it, but like slow and steady wins the race. There's a balance of that, but also don't miss out on an opportunity that could be really lovely for you. Some of you have committed yourself to some project that it is beyond your job description, or you signed up or volunteered for something, and I think you're very committed to that. But almost to the point, this is an unusual message, Libra, almost to the point where it is taking away some of your personal and free time. I see, okay. It was I think for a lot of you, it was a needed distraction because you were so in this energy for a long time, the healing and the heavy stuff, that it was easier to throw yourself into work and not have to think about these things. Like if I keep my mind busy, I don't have to realize why I'm sad or why I'm depressed or why I'm tired or whatever. So some of you signed up for some sort of commitment, and it's not bad. You have excellent cards here. Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Wands, the Hierophant. There's some sort of commitment that is taking you away from opportunities of fun or passion or adventure or excitement. And I don't think you did this deliberately. I think this was unusual circumstance and divine timing, where now you're starting to see that it's not necessarily workaholic, but it's like, I need to keep my mind busy and stimulated, because if I don't, I start to fall into this kind of almost like a depressive type thing, which again, you're human. There's no shame or judgment or criticism there. But then what's ironic is something really lovely enters your life and you're like, I don't know if I have the bandwidth for this. It's like, I don't know if I have the bandwidth to have fun because I'm already committed to something, possibly committed to something with your child. For some of you, it could be some sort of like, I'm always getting like volunteer stuff for school, like the PTA stuff, or designing the costumes in the school play, and now you're kind of like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to miss out on this. So I mean, I don't think you're going to ever miss out on anything that's meant to be yours, but something you may have committed to, you may have to ask for an extension, or extension of deadline, or see if you can delegate. I'm not sure how much of this you want to reveal and share, and ultimately I don't really think it's about that. I think Libras typically always stick to their commitments, and this is like an unusual circumstance where the universe is opening the door up for you to have a little bit more fun and do something a little bit atypical or different that makes you feel incredible. And it's almost like, do you think you deserve this? Do you think you're worthy of saying no to some sort of task or project or commitment in order to embrace like the fun side of life? Because ultimately that's what the Knight of Wands wants to do. And that was the first card out the deck. So this says to me, like, you're due for a little fun. You're due for a little romance or passion or adventure or hiking or, something kind of adventurous. I'm hearing the word expedition, some sort of expedition. Yeah, there's some sort of commitment that's holding you back. And it could be a commitment where there's a good sum of money attached to it, but it's having you put your life on pause in order to do something for someone else. And this is leaning into a little bit more of, but what about you? It's also your life, and you have to do things that are good and fun for you. Like, it's kind of a clunky message, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. I mean, what's coming up here and what you need to release, you have fabulous cards. So these in itself are not bad cards, but it's like you've overcommitted yourself and you're very apt to do the right and the responsible thing versus doing something kind of fun and silly, even though it could be really, really good for you. Like, this could be like a healing opportunity. And so I'm not saying you have to do one extreme or the other. In true Libra fashion, maybe you have to balance both. Maybe you have to adjust your schedule to allow for some playtime. What do they call that? Work-life balance? Work hard, play hard? Maybe it doesn't have to be hard, though. Maybe it's moderation of both. I think the universe is asking you to make room for new blessings in your life, because right now you're full up. So if this hasn't come into you, it could also be that like your schedule doesn't permit fun, your schedule doesn't permit dating, your schedule doesn't permit whatever. And the universe knows that. And yet there's something very intriguing about this that you want to experience more of. And the universe is like, I'm trying to give it to you, but like, where do you want me to put it? Like, you don't have the bandwidth right now. So what's holding you back could quite literally be delays in your own schedule. It could be that you connect connected, you want to meet, and you just literally can't. You're like, talk to me in 5 weeks or something like that. And so, you roll the dice a little bit. Again, I don't think this isn't a fear-based reading. You're not going to miss out on what is meant for you, but you may want to consider, like, is this a good time to date? And like, what is holding me back? And is that changeable? Is that flexible? Flexible schedule is a big thing for you guys. All right, so then what's going to help Libra move forward in this connection? What's going to help Libra move forward? How do they get their willpower back, the decisive action to take? What do they need to embrace? What is the advice or guidance for how to move forward? The Chariot, move forward, don't hold back. This is a card of victory. This is a card of persistence. This is a card of tenacity. This is about knowing what you want and not settling for less. It's about forward movement and embracing who and what feels like home. I'm hearing the Wizard of Oz. There's no place like home. That's what this feels like. And that's a kind of bias in terms of like everybody grew up in a happy, loving home. Of course, that's not the case, but it's like what you consider to be quote unquote home for yourself. The life you've created when you come home at the end of the day and you can unwind and you can relax and you can feel cozy and loved and warm and there's sweetness and all that. What does that feel like to you? That's what this connection potentially holds, especially with the Knight of Cups. It's healing, it's cozy, romantic, it's sweet, it's fun, it's tender. It's like, go. Go to what feels like home. And I'm saying that too because of Cancerian energy. It's the mother of the zodiac. It rules the house and home. It's like fourth house connections, right? This is like off to the races on something that's good for you. And I also think there's something with the dawning or the horizon. Maybe you're not able to rush towards this immediately. And that's okay, because there's a couple energies coming in that's like, this is like bursting at the seams, and this is a little bit more chill. It's a little more held back. It's a little bit more like, yeah, absolutely. What are you doing 2 weeks from now? This is like, what are you doing right now? Let's hang out. And I don't think you need, again, balance. I don't think you need to do either. I think there's quite literally a middle ground here where you guys can meet and connect. And this looks like it could be really good. What feels like home? What soothes you? What comforts you? What makes you feel at ease? Who makes you feel at ease? What work are you taking on that disrupts your ease? I think those are important things to ask. Some of you may be going on a small trip or a small adventure. If this person asks you out, I think you're being told to go. And the Eight of Swords, though. Yeah, you got to get out of your own way. That's absolutely what this is. Eight of Swords is like all the false narratives and false beliefs we have about life, about ourselves, about dating, about how things should be or are supposed to be versus what they actually are. And like your authentic emotions are speaking here. Your intuition is guiding you. And it's saying, this could be lovely. I feel elated. So like, why wouldn't I give this a chance? Oh, well, I have the deadline and I have the kids and I have the work and I have the volunteers. It's like, no, you don't. Just go. Like, quit making excuses. It's so much easier to fall into old habits and like come up. There's always going to be a million reasons why you can't make, time for fun. That doesn't mean you shouldn't though. Fun is an absolute necessity. Fun, relaxation, recharging, however you want to say it. And social connection too. So important for a Libra. Are you isolating yourself a little bit? Are you throwing yourself into work projects to avoid a greater truth that maybe scares you or intimidates you? Just posing the question. You could be committed to a Gemini, and I'm not sure in what sense of the word. A work project, a boss, a coworker, a friend, a family member. Like you may have committed yourself to a Gemini, and it's become like a prison. It's become like a mental prison of just like, I don't know how to get out of this, and I don't want to do it. Why did I volunteer for this? You may be helping a Gemini out with something. All right, so what are Libra's hopes and dreams regarding the situation? What are their ultimate hopes? All right, Nine of Wands. Okay, so Moon in Sagittarius means, that's funny, my mom's a Libra and she actually has Moon in Sagittarius. That's her placement. I don't know if this resonates for her, but Moon in Sagittarius is like the natural instinct to grow and learn, the natural instinct to be free, the natural instinct to acquire knowledge and go on experience or go on journeys, put yourself in experiences where you can learn and thrive and be exposed to culture. Let's put it that way. That's Moon in Sagittarius. So you can choose to stay home and tend to your garden, but it's still going to be there when you get back. There's like a conflict with the Nine of Wands, right? It's sometimes the Wounded Warrior card, which you did have this idea of sort of having gone through something very tumultuous or trying or challenging and still healing from that. And I get that, but at what point are you denying yourself new opportunities for fun because you're too inhibited to leave the comfort zone. It's like, I need to stay where I feel safe. There is potentially with these 3 cards opportunities for travel or getting out of your comfort zone at minimum, but like, you can't chain a Sagittarius to a fence. Like, they're the centaur. They're always riding on horseback, and you literally have that, right? There's something like you need to free yourself from burdens. You need to free yourself from this commitment. With the traditional 9 of Wands, I always say, who are you asking permission from to live your life? Again, is it your boss? Is it your parents? Is it your husband, your wife, your children? It's like, this is about taking accountability for, I make choices for myself. I make decisive action plans and I follow through on them. There's a mutability, there's a flexibility with Sagittarian energy where you don't have to be at your little guard post this whole time. You're meant to explore, you're meant to wander, and with Moon in Sagittarius, it's like, why are you denying that instinct? Like, there's something here to be explored, and it's easier to be like, oh, well, I have to take care of my garden. Sorry, I can't this weekend. It's like, that's a load of crap. Like, yes, you can. You need to make the time, because this could be really good, healthy, beautiful. Yeah, and you're on the fence. Like, I think you're about to reshuffle and reorganize some things to make room for this in your life. And again, if it's not here now, it's about the idea that if blessings were to come into you, are you able to receive them, or do you have your hands full? All right, so what is the outcome here for Libra? What is the outcome in this scenario for Libra? What is the outcome for Libra, please? In this specific spread, how are things going to fall in Libra's current energy? I saw the Devil slipping back into old addictions and behaviors, obsessions with the past, or fixated on the past and maybe things that didn't work out. It didn't come out. I saw the Devil, so that's why I went into that little spiel. So you have a couple 4s. Establishing your own peace, establishing your own stability, but then ultimately, where do we go from here? Because any 4 is about stability. It's about, achieving some sort of small progress, maybe some healing, right? But then sometimes with a 4, it's like, especially in the traditional 4 of Pentacles, it's like we're full up with, like, our hands are full. So if the universe were to extend the Ace of Pentacles or whatever it is, I mean, you do have Pentacles here, yay, I like that. We wouldn't be able to receive it because it's like we're so clinging on to everything that is or was that we're not necessarily embracing new adventures. And I will say, of all the signs, the lovely positive qualities, but Sagittarius is probably the least sentimental. Give or take. You could argue that. Maybe Aquarius, whatever. And it depends on people's chart, but there's something here about, we don't need to be sentimental about what was or what used to be. Some of you may be moving. There could be a big move in your future. But it's almost like we have to get comfortable with embracing new experiences and how emotionally fulfilling they will be. It's easier to be in hermit mode, to tinker away with your little house projects and your sewing and your knitting and your gardening or whatever it is. It's easy to do that. It's easy to Netflix and chill, but you're not challenging yourself as a person, and therefore possibly missing out on opportunities that they'll come into you eventually somehow. But it's sort of like, we got to get you unstuck. We got to get you back out there. I think you're examining this in terms of your outcome for I'm sorry, this is the Page of Pentacles. That's interesting that I gave you that spiel, because I think some of you need to hear it. There's that Devil card. That's exactly why I went into it, because I saw it and it feels like a stuck energy. Like, I'm so stuck on what happened and what transpired and the narrative that brought me into, that I'm not seeing, like, hey, like, wake up, like, I'm present. There's new opportunities around me. There's shelter from the storm. There's this like the idea of go to who or what feels like home. There's this really great cozy little home. There's like a fire going in the background, but your back is towards it. You're not seeing this opportunity. And I mean, quite literally, this 8 of Swords, you're blindfolded to something because of your commitments to something, but it doesn't mean that what you're committing yourself to is good for you. Even if you're justifying it with, like, oh, well, it's an extra shift at work and it's more money and whatever, but maybe, and you know your bank account better than I do, but maybe the thing you need most of all is like fun and a cathartic outlet to meet and mingle with people and share your emotions and talk about experiences. There's something to be said for human connection, and I think that's what you're being advised to do. I like that the Page of Pentacles came out. Money might be an issue for you right now. I could see that being a challenge, but again, it's only a burden or a prison sentence if you make it that. Sagittarian is like the always optimistic, glass half full, everything is going to work out. I think you're being asked to lean into that. You're being asked to lean into that. And like, everybody's got money problems. Money, most people are not like, money is great, money is easy, I have all the money I need and I don't need any more. No, like that's just not life. Money it's always in flux. It's a currency, right? It's an energy. So money comes and goes, but I don't think you can build your life around poverty mindset. That kind of seems important. All right, let's get an oracle card for Libra. I think something about this is going to start to take root, to be more grounded in reality rather than just like flirtations and like, oh, did they like me? What did that mean? Or like, or meeting up and not really having a firm grasp on what this is. With the Page of Pentacles, something starts to take root. You start to become more intrigued and interested because it's turning into a reality of something that could shape up in your life to be a mainstay or something steady, something consistent, something reliable. Love, Libra. All right, let's see. The love that you seek is waiting to be made manifest. You'll know when it arrives, for love always looks for the best in others and is recognized in an instance. Love is your true nature, and it is necessary for you to honor the compassion you feel in your heart. When you're true to yourself, your light shines bright with divine love, nourishing you from within and inspiring those around you. Heartbreak, loss, rejection, etc. has caused your heart chakra to shrink, and your fears have become guarded and defensive. But have faith, for a little magic will bring about the satisfaction your heart requires in order to be whole. I love that. All right, Libra, that's what I got for you. Please like the video, guys. I'm trying to grow my channel this year, so anything you can do to help me gain some traction on YouTube would be wonderful and greatly appreciated. So like the video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, leave an emoji, tell your friends if you like my reading style. Word of mouth is huge. Thank you for showing up to this tarot reading. Thank you for sharing your energy with me, and I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye, Libra.